Hello and welcome to Catfish Trash Talk. This is episode 91. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, comedian Noelle Winters Herzog.
Hello and hi.
Hello, this is episode 91. We had a 2-week hiatus, but we are back and we are back in action and we are back doing old episodes because Catfish, the television show on MTV, is on hiatus again.
But it's like they don't even tell us when it's going to happen.
There's no warning at all. So we're here to talk about season 4, episode 12, Tiana and James. You could watch these all on Hulu. That's where we're watching them.
Did you remember this?
0%.
I can't believe it because this is one of like my favorite episodes.
This is something that I remembered less than 0%. This is
I
the
can't
best
believe
part.
it.
It's like it's brand new to me.
I was watching this and I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I wonder what Tracey's thinking. And I'm like, I wonder if she remembers any of this.
I wonder if Tracey's thinking.
I wonder if Tracey's thinking or if she shut her brain off for this.
I shut it off a lot. So season 4, episode 12. If you guys want more of us, even when we're on break, make sure to go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast. And if you want our Catfish Trash Talk podcast, the day we record it, make sure you go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast because there is a Catfish elite level. And that is where you will get the podcast the day it's recorded. So up to a
That's
week
where
early.
you'll be elite.
You'll be elite. So this is Catfish's 50th episode. And we meet Tiana. She's 21. She's from Charlotte. And James, she met on MySpace 3 years ago. He's 24 and he's from Statesville. And he's a mechanic. She used to live in Washington State. And they've spoken on the phone, but never video chatted.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 months ago, she told him that she might move. And then he said, oh, we should get married and move in together. So she's been in North Carolina for 5 months and he's been avoiding her, even though he's 45 minutes away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they call Tiana
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, I don't know who you guys are really like that.
Which leads me to believe she's clearly not the one who called the show, obviously.
She did not call the show.
Right.
She had a baby that's 3 years old.
Journey with an I.
And Journey's father is not in the picture.
Right.
And this is James cannot video chat because his camera is, quote, raggedy.
Okay. Raggedy. I love that.
She likes him because he can handle her bad attitude. And he
I
doesn't.
hate that.
Okay. This is the part of the episode that I hated the most.
Yeah.
So you can't control your emotions.
Yeah.
So instead of getting help, you're settling for someone that could deal with you.
You like someone who likes that you're nasty to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I hate that.
He said that he doesn't know she has a kid because he told her that he doesn't like kids.
So, okay, as Tracey would say, context clues here.
Right.
What would lead you to believe that this is a good idea, what you're doing, that he's going to be happy that you have a kid?
Right.
Where did you get that from?
Right. She's like, well, he'll fall in love with my kid.
Right. How do you know?
Stop.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't fall in love with your kid. Not because there's anything wrong with your kid. It's because I don't like them. And
if I tell you, right.
Right.
So she meets Neve and Max. She gives him a side hug.
I know. And they're like, what the hell is with the side hug?
She has a bad attitude.
This was before Airbnbs, right? I couldn't figure out if they just staged this place.
I think so. That's the thing. Everything is staged regardless of if this is her house or not.
Right. Right.
It's all staged. I mean, if you look at the decor.
Oh, I know.
It's IKEA meets Bob's Furniture.
Meets Family Dollar.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yes. It's not. You're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So she has on her white polo t-shirt.
Yes.
Her men's polo t-shirt. And her baby is getting babysat by Aisha, her best friend.
Right.
All right. So her grandmother raised her. She was taken from her mother when she was little. Her grandmother raised her, but her sister went to foster care.
But she doesn't know why.
Where's your sister today?
I went to my grandmother's. My sister went to foster care, but I don't know why. You don't know why. That's crazy.
Did you ask?
No. It's like you don't know why that you went to your grandmother's or why your sister was in foster care.
How did your grandmother pick?
Right.
Did she pick her favorite?
How are you the pick of the litter?
I mean, So that's the thing. It's like, obviously you have some kind of emotional issues going on.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
instead of addressing them and saying like, oh, I should probably not treat people like this, you're like, oh, okay. Instead, I'm just gonna
Treat
just,
people shitty.
yeah, and then I'm gonna
Mhm.
find this guy who doesn't have any self-esteem.
Agreed.
Perfect. So when she was 14, she went back to her mother in Washington.
Right. But
Did you ask her what happened?
why were
Where's your
you not
sister?
with your mom? Right.
Where is your sister?
Did your sisters never come back?
I don't know. So she said that one night
Mm-hmm.
she made hot reservations at the melting pot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. I know. That's
She got
like
all dressed
Simply
up,
Fondue, right?
literally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The last time I went to Simply Fondue,
Mm-hmm.
aka the melting pot, same restaurant,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it took 7 hours to eat a meal.
Really? At Atlas Park, right? There was
At
one
Atlas
there.
Park.
Yeah.
It took so many hours that we started just living in this area.
Why did it take so long?
Everything took so long to come. It is not a meal.
Well, that's the thing. It's just a snack. You're
Right,
just
but it's
dipping.
like, right, but they're making it a meal and it's not good. You're boiling meat in a broth
Right.
on a stick.
Right.
That's not fun.
You're just like, and it's fondue, right?
Fondue is the
Yeah.
cheese, and that's
Yeah.
the appetizer, and you get
Uh-huh.
like different things to dip in it.
Like bread, cauliflower.
Yes.
Right.
Then you get meat to boil in broth on a stick.
Right. Uh-huh.
Raw meat.
Mm-hmm.
You get salmonella to put in a lukewarm bath of water.
It's good. It seems like really good. It's not in the danger
delicious.
zone at all.
It's also delicious,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then you get subpar chocolate with some fruits
Oh, is it chocolate fondue? Yeah, right.
at the end. That's
Yeah.
the dessert.
I don't want that.
I don't want any of this.
No, I want first course.
Not really. It's not good.
But I don't want it for dinner.
Right. So the second time, so he didn't show up at the melting pot.
Right.
The
Mhm.
second time, she was going to meet him at his house, but he told her to meet her at the Shell gas station and call her, and then he would take her to his house, and then he ditched her. Now, I was having some kind of triggering flashback here.
Tell me.
Okay. When I had a boyfriend in another state, he lived so far up a mountain
Uh-huh.
that there were no directions because they weren't really roads.
Oh, so you couldn't GPS it. Okay.
So
or
he had
MapQuest it.
He had to meet me down yonder at the gas station at the bottom of the mountain, and I had to follow him up.
And it was the scariest hill of your life.
It was the scariest hill, a mountain. It wasn't a hill.
The scariest mountain. No, I'm thinking down the hill. Like we were talking the other day.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
Leah went down the hill to get her nails done. So he ditched her. So she said that she loves his personality, and also she loves him because, quote, he can handle me. And she's even lost friends from her bad attitude.
Her bad attitude. She's petty and she's mean. Okay. You sound quality.
Wonderful. I'm glad you're raising a child. So they look at his picture and they Google it, and it is a professional photo shoot picture. And she goes, ooh, that would be good if he was famous.
Tracy,
she's not getting it.
My brain exploded.
They're like, yeah, sure. It would be good if he was famous, but that's not him.
Right. But he's not.
Right. So she still doesn't know their names. So
Max is like, is she kidding me?
Yeah, no, she can't get
with
it.
the names. Yeah.
So they go to the cafe, and Max is trying to get a no nut banana bread. Is Max allergic to nuts?
I don't know, but is that even a thing?
I mean, I guess you could make banana bread.
Can I have a
banana?
I
don't put nuts in my banana bread.
Without nuts.
Banana bread with no nuts, yeah.
No, but he was getting a muffin, I think.
Yeah, well.
No, obviously, I don't think I don't do banana bread, but I usually don't see banana bread with nuts. No, or is there nuts in banana bread?
A lot of people put nuts.
I don't want that.
A lot of people put nuts in chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
Right, but that's a thing.
I don't want nuts in any of that stuff.
They find this picture. It's a picture of a rapper named Tipsy Twist in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they find his YouTube, and it's him speaking.
So obviously he doesn't have a wonky camera, or
right.
I can't remember the word.
Raggedy
camera.
All right. So she had mentioned that his profile picture on MySpace was a cartoon of Daffy Duck.
Right.
So they Googled James Sloan. They actually search on Facebook for James Sloan, and they find a duck drawing.
But this
of a
is like
cartoon duck.
a homemade duck
Right.
drawing, I think. Uh-huh.
So they find it, and this guy is like a 50-year-old white guy. He's a mechanic, and he's from North Carolina.
Okay, but he looks like he's like AI.
Okay, but also, oh, Max
Yeah.
goes, finally, we find the quote 50-year-old pervert guy.
I mean, that was pretty funny.
Pretty funny. But guys, she had played you a voicemail from him.
Right.
He's obviously a young black male.
Right.
This is crazy. All right.
And also the guy, this Sloan guy,
Yeah.
one of his photo albums was cars I done worked on.
I love him.
Oh, that was so
James
funny.
Sloan, if you're
Cars I
listening,
done
we love
worked
you.
on. We love you, James. That's
Multi-talented
so funny.
James Sloan. So now we find out that Aisha and Tiana met on Facebook.
Right.
And Aisha has 4 kids. And they were like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And she's like, yeah. And they're like, is that the father of your kids? And she's like, he helps me with the kids. What?
So this is what confused me. Yes, that confused me.
She won't answer the question.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So then Tiana.
Also, I didn't realize Tiana had color contacts until right now.
Oh, really?
She has green contacts on. I did not know
the whole time.
Yeah.
So then Tiana talks about how bad her attitude is again.
I hate this.
I know. So Neve tells them what they found, and they said that they listened to the videos. It's not his voice in the videos.
That picture of this old white guy, it looks like a fake picture. This does not look like a real human being.
I know, but maybe it is. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, because then I was reading. I mean, I don't know what they did, the old things, but they're saying like in the new pictures, they think that they're like made up. Like they make these profiles of these people who don't exist, and they're like AI.
Interesting.
Which would make sense, because it's like, so you contacted this guy so you could make fun of him being an old pervert?
Right. Well, that's what
and he signed
too.
the release.
Right. I'm like, poor James Sloan.
Right.
Who's just trying to done worked on some cars and draw his little ducks.
And then he's like, yeah, sure, you could use me.
Yeah. He's like, what are you going to say about me? Anything bad? And they're like, what?
Right. Can't hear you. Right.
Anyway, sign the form. Bye. Okay. So now they talk about how his MySpace was Daffy Duck and this guy's Facebook is a duck.
Right.
And then she starts crying.
And then she's like, it looks more like a bird to me. And they're like, it's a duck.
A duck is a bird.
Yeah.
So they don't check his phone number. They call him. And he's like, hey, I'm at work. Do you think you can call me back? So Neve's like, okay, cool. Anyway, I know the pictures are fake.
Right. But she still wants to meet you anyway.
Right. But it's clearly not this old white guy.
Of course.
So he's like, okay, we'll meet up. You can come to my shop. Okay, great. So the next day they go to Tiana's house. I don't know.
And who's Christina? Her mother?
There's no, her mother's in Washington. Maybe, I don't know.
Right. Like they're just like, it's Christina. And I'm like, I don't know.
And then her kid is there because we got to get the kid on camera.
Yes, of course.
They're all sitting on the couch waiting. Like they're
on a love seat.
They're like
waiting to take their Sears holiday picture.
Yes.
On this love seat.
They're all staged. So her friends, her kids there, and the shop that he works at is 10 minutes away.
That's crazy.
And Aisha's like, I don't know what it is. It just feels like this area is familiar. It's like, you know why it is familiar? Because you live here.
You know why it's familiar? Because you called catfish.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this is Ricky G's shop. This is my baby daddy's cousin's shop. Okay. So you didn't know that your baby daddy was a mechanic?
You didn't say to yourself, baby daddy, mechanic, same age.
Okay. But you didn't know your baby daddy's voice?
Right. Aisha, what happened was Aisha figured out that they were talking and she called the show and set all this up to make them look stupid.
100%. So, Ricky G raps too, the guy who owns the shop.
He does the morning show on Hot 97.
You know Ricky G, aka Funkmaster Flex?
Aka Cypher Sounds.
Oh God, it's so funny. All right, so they get there and the garage is half down.
Okay, but they make it like Jason is gonna come out.
That you know, like, ooh, let's look in here.
Yeah, here. Oh God, there's someone in there with power tools.
Oh, real? Oh, maybe it's a mechanic in the
Right.
mechanic shop.
It's like, what?
All right. So her baby daddy comes out, Trez.
Yes. Yes.
Aisha flips out.
She's like, are you fucking kidding me, Trez?
She gets in the car and then he goes, why'd you bring my baby mama?
That was so funny.
He's like, come on.
He's like, this is exactly what I didn't want.
Okay. The best part of this episode.
What?
She's screaming and flipping out and he closes the garage door on her.
Tracey, I LOL'd. I'm like, this is great. I like this guy.
So she's screaming. So they're like, she's like, that's my baby daddy. They're like, which baby? She's like, my son. And they're like, which son? She's like, my 7-year-old son. It's like, Aisha, there's a lot of options here.
I like that. She's like, my 7-year-old. She couldn't figure out which one. That was very funny.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know. One of them. I don't know. So she said that he sabotages every relationship that she's in.
She can't keep a boyfriend because of him.
Because of him. What does he do?
I guess he threatens her boyfriends or calls them or whatever. Right.
He saw Tiana at a Halloween party when she came to North Carolina. He found her and he contacted her. Aisha is now crying and screaming.
But then Tiana is like, I think this is a setup.
Yes. So now she's like, why? Like, you set me up. You made him talk to me. So he said that he takes care of kids that aren't his. And she says that, I think, Aisha. She's like praising
because
him.
She's like, he has, does she know that he has 8 kids?
8 kids.
Yeah.
So he said that he loves Aisha because she's her baby mama, but he's not in love with him.
Right.
Her. So they meet up the next day without Aisha. It's like, yeah, how could you talk in front of Aisha? This is insane.
But also, clearly, Tiana likes him.
Right. But she can't say that in front of Aisha.
Of course not. Of course not.
So they meet up without her. And, okay. What is going on with this girl's hair?
I have a big problem with it.
Okay, me too. So he tells Tiana that he loves her. Like nothing happened. Like, don't worry about what happened yesterday.
I can't believe it. And then she's like all giggly fest.
He loves her personality. He's sarcastic. She's sarcastic. She's pretty.
She's mean. She's petty.
She goes, I thought you didn't like kids. I heard you have 8. And he goes, well, it's not that I don't care about kids. He doesn't like kids.
No.
He doesn't like kids.
Yeah, but then he also says, he has 8, some biological, some not. So I think if he didn't like kids, he wouldn't help with the other ones. I know,
but what's happening here?
I know. I don't know. He definitely doesn't want any more, though.
No. So she's saying that she doesn't know who he is. And he's like, what do you mean you don't know who I am? I'm your boyfriend. I want to be in a relationship and I want to help you with your daughter. But I thought you don't like.
She can't stop rolling her eyes. Pretend rolling her eyes.
Pretend. I know.
It's like.
So he apologizes.
Ridiculous.
And as soon as he apologizes, they're flirting. They're laughing together.
They're giggling.
They want to be together. They hug.
1
month
She says
later,
it's real. She can't let it go.
1 month later, she said it didn't feel right.
Okay.
They definitely banged.
Of course they banged.
Definitely. So her and Aisha don't talk anymore.
Right.
So now they chat with Aisha. Why would you follow up with Aisha? You just said that they don't talk.
Right. Well, I guess they wanted to see if, I don't know why or whatever.
Well, she thinks that she knew.
Okay. I don't.
Tiana's pretending that that's why she's not talking to Aisha.
Right. That's not why she's not talking to her.
No, she's saying that because she liked him.
Of course.
And so she's like, let me deflect the situation and actually put some blame on her.
I don't want to be friends with her. So now it doesn't matter if I get with him or not.
Right. So her and Trez are on bad terms. She just puts him on the phone with her son.
Right.
And he ignored Catfish's advances.
Yeah, he also ignored my advances to find him anywhere on social media.
Okay. He also ignored my advances to say, hey, Trez.
That's so funny. So where do you think they are now?
I think they're just all in different places.
I think they're all in different places.
I think that Aisha has 4 more kids. I think that I
think Tiana has
not
kid.
Changed, has another kid, has not changed her attitude.
Same. And I think that her and him, Trez, I think they hooked up.
Oh, they definitely hooked
But
up.
I wonder why it didn't stick. That's what I wonder.
Who knows? Listen, people online are different. It's not always
That's
like the same. Tell me what you found.
Okay, I didn't really find anything. That's why I was.
But didn't you find a podcast? that she was on?
Okay, I found a podcast. I did not listen to the podcast because
but
it was like
there,
40 minutes.
So there was
Hold
an
on, my
explanation
phone's on airplane. I'm sorry, my phone's on airplane mode. Go
No,
on.
it's okay. Wasn't there an explanation of the podcast?
There was, of course. Now I can't get to it, and that's making me sweat.
No, it's fine.
Hold on, because I have up here this. It's called Prime Timer.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like a Reddit, and it's a bunch of people who do like a forum, and they talk about like what their opinions are about things, or they discuss episodes of things. So I was kind of looking at this. I got like lost in the sauce of this. And then people were saying that they definitely hooked up, but I was just kind of reading opinions because I was looking for their Instagrams to see if anybody would post on social media, because it goes on for a hell of a long time. And I couldn't find anything on here. And that's why I don't have that page up anymore. So let me find it.
Okay. So basically, it was Aisha did a podcast.
Right. That I
and
saw.
She told them that Tiana did hook up with him. And that's why they don't talk anymore. So that's basically all that is.
Okay. But I had it on my page. Sorry. I was just looking
it's
for
okay.
it. All right. Anyway. So on that page that I was looking at, the one that was like Reddit, somebody was saying the same thing. Basically, I guess they listened to the podcast and they were saying that they hooked up, but it didn't say. I was looking at it because I wanted to see if anybody said that they actually dated or if it was just like a random hookup.
No, I think they randomly hooked up.
Yeah, me too.
That is what happened. So, you know what? We thought so, and it was true.
Who do you think called?
Aisha.
Okay, I think Aisha called too. Because usually you said, I know that you said it's usually the catfish, but I don't think it was him.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
Aisha, you know your baby daddy's voice.
Well, so that's the thing.
Also, you were being mad suspicious in the car.
But how do you
I don't know why
I want to know how she figured out it was him.
She probably heard how
she figured out they were talking.
She probably told her, I have a boyfriend.
But could you imagine not saying anything? Like if I had a baby daddy and you were like, I'm in love with this guy, listen to his voicemail, and I heard his voice, how do you just be like, oh, that's cool? How are you
I guess you're playing the long game.
That's crazy. You're good at that. I can't play that game.
Mm-hmm. You're filing it away and going, what do I do with this information?
Wild.
It's like, listen, it's like when you catch your husband cheating, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's got a lot of money and you want to take him for all his money.
Right.
You have to make sure that you play the game right. You're not going
Don't blow it.
Don't blow it.
Yeah.
Then he's going to hide all his assets.
Yeah, it's so true.
So what you do is you pretend you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You quietly file for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds out when he gets served. And by then he has not hid any of his assets.
I also think that that Aisha called because they never ask anyone to go along with them.
Right. But also, oh, this looks so familiar.
I know, girl.
My baby daddy's cousin owns this place.
Uh-huh.
I remember dropping him off. You remember dropping him off there, but you don't remember that he works there.
You don't remember that he works there.
You talk to him every day. You guys are best friends.
Uh-huh.
He takes care of your son. That's not his.
But you don't think you don't think. So he is the dad of one of her kids. But not all of her kids.
Right, but I guess when they were together, she had another kid before that. So he probably takes responsibility. Kind of like how Javi and Isaac were close.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Like Taylor with Bentley.
Right.
Okay.
Just saying.
Did you enjoy the episode?
I enjoyed the episode.
Me too.
I enjoyed Trez too.
Oh, okay. I heard that about you. I wish I could have found him on social media.
Me too. I hope he has 10 kids now.
So that's another thing I wanted to know. Like, how many more kids does he have? I just need to know more. I need to know more.
Well, guys, if you want to know more about us, you know where to go. Patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast. Make sure you follow the show at Catfish Trash Talk on Instagram, and make sure you go to TikTok Trash Talk Podcast for all of our amazing clips. Join us over at YouTube Trash Talk Podcast as well. Follow Noelle at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm at Trixie Chuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And I have a bunch of upcoming stand-up comedy tour dates going. I will be in Canada in June. And also I will be opening for Hannah Berner, formerly of Summer House on Bravo, opening for her at the West Hampton Arts Center. I'll be at the New Jersey PAC Center. I'll be at a lot of centers and a lot of places, the Palladium in New York City, and, all the stuff. So just go to TraceyCarnazzo.com. You'll find everything right there.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.